He didn't leave suddenly. That's the part people never understand. For a long time, he stood there, surrounded by warmth, noise, familiarity, bodies pressed close, shared direction, shared routines, shared expectations. The group moved together, ate together, survived together. From the outside, it looked like safety. From the inside, it felt like repetition. Comfort is subtle. It doesn't attack you. It doesn't threaten you. It slowly convinces you that this is all there is. The penguin felt it before he understood it. A quiet pressure in the chest. A restlessness that didn't go away. While the others faced forward, focused only on staying warm and staying together, his eyes drifted elsewhere, toward the distance, toward the mountains. The mountains were cold, silent, unforgiving, no guarantees, no group protection, no applause waiting there, just isolation and struggle. And yet, something pulled him. This is how transformation begins. Not with motivation, not with confidence, but with discomfort inside comfort. Most people mistake comfort for peace. It isn't. Comfort is stagnation dressed as safety. It keeps you alive, but it slowly drains your hunger, your edge, your sense of becoming. The group didn't notice his inner conflict. Why would they? Everyone looked the same on the outside. Everyone moved in the same direction. Everyone followed the same rhythm. That's how comfort works, sameness. But growth does not happen in groups moving in the same direction. Growth happens when one mind begins to question the direction itself. He wasn't angry. He wasn't ungrateful. He wasn't rebellious. He was awake. An awakening is dangerous. Because once you see that staying means shrinking, you can't unsee it. The penguin understood something most never allow themselves to face. Staying would keep him safe, but it would also keep him small. The group offered survival. The mountain offered possibility, and possibility always comes with risk. Comfort tells you, why leave what works? Fear adds, what if you fail? Attachment whispers, what will they think? But something deeper answered quietly, what if I never find out who I could have been? That question changes everything. The moment he turned away, everything changed. Not externally, internally. This is the moment most people never survive. The moment when you choose uncertainty over familiarity, when you step away from shared comfort and into solitude. The group didn't stop him. They didn't chase him. They didn't understand him enough to argue. They simply watched, confused, curious, maybe amused to them. He was abandoning safety to himself. He was reclaiming direction. Walking away from the group is not dramatic. There is no music, no applause, no clarity, only doubt, silence, and the sound of your own steps. This is where the real cost begins. Because when you leave comfort, you lose more than safety. You lose validation. You lose belonging. You lose the ability to hide behind we. Now it's just you. Your thoughts become louder. Your fears become sharper. Every step forward feels heavier because there is no one to carry you if you fall. And this is exactly why most people turn back. Not because the path is wrong, but because loneliness exposes weakness. The penguin felt it immediately. The cold intensified. The distance grew. The mountain didn't get closer faster just because he chose it. Progress was slow, painful, uncertain. There were moments when turning back felt logical, when returning to warmth felt like wisdom, When doubt whispered, "You're not special, go back." But deep transformation does not ask for logic. It asks for commitment. Walking alone rewires you. It strips excuses. There is no one to blame, no one to follow, no one to copy. Every step becomes a decision. Every failure becomes personal. Every success becomes earned. This is where identity begins to change. The penguin was no longer part of the group. He was becoming something else, not better, not superior. Different, and difference always looks like madness to those who never leave the crowd. The group defines success as staying together. The individual defines success as becoming whole. Those definitions cannot coexist. This is why separation hurts. Not because you hate them, but because you must disappoint the version of yourself that wanted to belong more than it wanted to grow. The mountain doesn't welcome you, it tests you. Every step forward demands effort. Every mistake costs energy. There is no comfort waiting to catch you when you fall. Only consequence. This is where illusions die. On the mountain, you learn quickly who you are without support, without reassurance, without safety nets. You learn what you tolerate. You learn how badly you want this. You learn whether your desire was real or just emotional noise. The cold hardens you. The silence sharpens you, and slowly something shifts. The fear that once controlled you becomes information. The loneliness that once hurt becomes focus. The struggle that once exhausted you becomes discipline. You stop asking, "Is this worth it?" You start asking, "What must I become to survive this?" That question builds strength. This is the stage where people change permanently. Not because they succeed immediately, but because they stop needing success to continue. They move because stopping no longer feels like an option. The penguin no longer thought about the group, not with resentment, not with regret, simply with distance. He understood now that they were not wrong for staying. They were simply on a different path, and that understanding brought peace. Not everyone is meant for the mountain. Not everyone is meant for solitude. Not everyone is meant to transform, but those who are cannot ignore the call by the time the mountain begins to shape you. Turning back feels impossible, not because the path behind disappeared, but because you are no longer the same creature who once stood comfortably in the crowd. The body adapts, the mind hardens, the identity solidifies. This is when strength becomes quiet. No announcements, no explanations, no need to be understood, just movement, forward, steady, relentless, and one day, when the mountain no longer feels like an enemy, you realize the truth. You didn't leave the group to escape them. You left to meet yourself. Asterisk, 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 asterisk. As the penguin climbs higher, something strange happens. The noise disappears. No voices, no familiar calls, no warmth from the group. This is the part nobody shows you in motivational clips. Growth is not loud. Success is not crowded. The higher you rise, the quieter it becomes. And this silence is terrifying because it forces you to face yourself. No distractions, no validation, no one cheering. Just you, your doubts, and the question you've been avoiding your whole life. Am I really capable of becoming more than what I was born into? Most people turn back here, not because they are weak, but because loneliness exposes truth. It shows you whether your hunger is real or borrowed at this stage. The penguin doesn't suffer because of the cold, it suffers because of memory. The warmth of the past becomes more painful than the cold of the present. The mind starts replaying images of comfort, easy days, familiar routines, people who accepted you as you were. And this is where most dreams die, not due to failure, but nostalgia. The past starts negotiating. It whispers, "You were fine before. Why suffer? Why push? Why be different?" And if you listen, the climb ends here. Because growth always demands betrayal of the old version of yourself. This phase teaches a brutal lesson. Being misunderstood is the cost of becoming uncommon. The penguin climbing the mountain doesn't look brave from the outside. It looks foolish. Others might think it's lost, confused, or arrogant for leaving the group. And that's exactly how real ambition feels. People don't criticize you because you're wrong. They criticize you because your courage exposes their fear. Your discipline reminds them of their excuses. Your silence reminds them of their wasted time. So they judge, mock, and question, not to stop you, but to comfort themselves. Here, the penguin learns self-reliance. No one is coming to save it. No one will carry it upward. This is where excuses die. This is where motivation turns into identity. You stop asking for inspiration and start moving because stopping would hurt more than continuing. You no longer climb because you're excited. You climb because turning back feels like self-betrayal. And that's when you change. Not when things are easy, not when people clap, but when no one is watching and you still move forward. At this level, growth becomes painful because it reshapes you. Your old mindset cannot survive here. Your old habits feel heavy. Your old beliefs crack under pressure. And that's the point. You don't climb the mountain to prove something to others. You climb it to destroy the limits inside you. The penguin is no longer the same creature that left the group. It has suffered, adapted, and hardened. And whether it reaches the peak or not, one thing is certain: it will never be ordinary again. When the penguin finally reaches a higher ground, maybe not the peak, but higher than most, it stops. Not because it's tired, but because it sees something it couldn't before: perspective. From above, the fear looks smaller. The distance looks clearer. The struggle finally makes sense. This is the moment people think success feels like happiness, but it's actually calm. A deep, quiet calm. Not excitement. Not arrogance. Just the realization that you survived yourself. That the voice that told you to quit didn't win. That the mountain didn't break you. It built you. This moment teaches the most important lesson of all. Success is not escaping reality. It's mastering it.